Hey, what's up everyone? TJ here. In this video, I'm gonna highlight 5 free ride snowboards that are gonna be a lot of fun for carving and going fast, and offer some pretty good float and powder as well. All these boards are gonna have a couple of things in common. They're all gonna have a directional shape. So outside the front contact points, they're gonna have a significantly longer nose than tail. So when you are in softer snow or riding powder, that full length of the board is gonna come into play, and you're gonna get more surface area on the front of the board, helping to keep that nose up. And they're also all gonna run a sintered base. That's a harder, faster, more durable base material, but you are gonna wanna make sure to be waxing it regularly to get those benefits out of it. All right, the first board I wanna bring up is the BATALEON Party Wave Plus. This is like the premium version of the Party Wave, so it is gonna be lighter, it's gonna be a little bit stiffer, and just have those higher end materials built into the board. It's a volume shifted board, so it's naturally a wider shape and you can size down on it. I rode it in the 151, and I definitely recommend taking advantage of the volume shift and going down at least one size on this snowboard. Like all BATALEON snowboards, you're gonna find a full positive camber profile combined with their triple base technology. So this board's gonna be nice and catch free when you need it to be. It's gonna have a quick edge to edge transition despite its extra wide shape, and it's gonna offer that more precise, powerful camber feel when you want it to, when you really lock in and activate that edge. Even at a 151, the waist width is around 28 centimeters on this board, so it's very wide, which is great for those of you with larger boot sizes. You can really get this board aggressively on edge and not have to worry about heel or toe drag. And it has a well above average side cut coming in at 8.8 meters on the 151. Gonna be more fun for carving as you start to go faster. And it also has a lot of carbon built into the board for more energy and more snap while still keeping the weight down, as well as a slight setback, around a 10 millimeter setback and a 20 millimeter taper. A couple more directional features that'll help this board out in powder. The Party Wave Plus is really light. It's gonna offer some nice locked in energetic turns. It's gonna have some pretty good stability, and it's not super overbearing since you can size down on it. You're gonna get that stability and that carving performance, but still be able to play around on it as well without it having a super aggressive feel to it. Next on the list, I've got the United Shapes Orbit. This is another great carver, and it does have quite an aggressive feel to it. It's pretty much full positive camber for the profile, but does have a tiny bit of early rise rocker in the nose, which will help you out a little bit in powder. The flex is definitely on the stiffer side of medium, getting pretty stiff with the Orbit, but offers lots of stability. This is another board that I think does really well at higher speeds. Super stable, super locked in feel with this one. And it does have an above average side cut as well. I rode the 157, and the side cut on that is right around 8.2 meters. So gonna give you those longer drawn out turns, making this board more fun carving at higher speeds where that personality really starts to come out. You're also gonna find some carbon built into this snowboard, as well as a small 6 millimeter taper and a 15 millimeter setback. The next board I wanna highlight is the K2 Simple Pleasures. This is another board with a volume shifted design, so a naturally wider shape, and gives you the option to size down. I rode it in a 151 and still found this board to have a pretty aggressive feel, fairly stiff flex, definitely on the stiffer side of medium, and still pretty wide. At the 151, it comes in right around 26 centimeters at the waist, so allowing you to get those more aggressive carves without having to worry about heel or toe drag as much. It has a directional camber profile, so pretty much full positive camber with some rocker out in the nose. It's gonna give you those locked in feeling energetic turns with a pretty average side cut coming in around 7.4 meters. So this board's gonna have a fun, comfortable feel carving at a wide variety of speeds. It also has some more significant directional features built into it with a 22 millimeter taper and a 19 millimeter setback to help you out in powder. All right guys, there's still a couple more boards I wanna highlight, but before we move on, I wanna let you know that all of these boards are gonna be linked down in the description below. So if you wanna read more about them or check them out in a little more detail, go check out the description of this video. And the next board I want to highlight is the Jones HOVERCRAFT. This one also has quite an aggressive feel to it. It's got a camber dominant profile and a pretty stiff flex going on. I rode this board in a 156. It does have a little bit of rocker in the nose and tail, which makes it a little bit more forgiving on groomers. Gonna help with turn initiation and also offer some benefits in powder, as well as Jones 3D contour base. So it has kind of like a spooned out nose as well as some 3D shaping in the tail. That's gonna offer some better glide in powder and just a little bit smoother, more efficient powder performance on this snowboard, as well as their traction tech. So if you do find yourself on ice or more variable terrain between powder stashes, that's gonna help to give you a little bit more edge hold. The HOVERCRAFT is gonna offer the largest side cut radius out of any of the boards on this list. At size 156, you're gonna find a 9.3 meter side cut. So well above average, giving you much longer, more drawn out turns, and the personality in this snowboard is gonna come out as you really start to ride going a bit faster. It has a slight taper right at 12 millimeters and a pretty significant setback at 30 millimeters and a pretty average waist width for this style of snowboard, coming in right at 26 centimeters. So overall, the HOVERCRAFT is gonna have quite an aggressive feel to it. It's gonna do best carving going faster, and it's gonna give you some great float and powder as well. And the last board I wanna bring up is the GENTEMSTICK STINGRAY. If you're not familiar, Gentem is designed and tested in Niseko, Japan. All other boards are gonna offer some pretty solid powder performance, but are designed with freeride and carving in mind as well. And the Stingray is one of my favorite boards I've been able to test from them. It runs a directional camber profile, so pretty much full positive camber dominant with a little bit of rocker in the nose. It's gonna have a very precise, locked in feeling on hard pack. It's also gonna offer some great float in that deeper snow as well. It's got a pretty stiff flex. The Stingray is a 155, and I would say definitely on the stiffer side of medium, getting pretty stiff. It does have an overall aggressive feel to it. You're gonna find around a 20 millimeter taper and a 30 millimeter setback for even better powder performance. And I think a little bit of taper and setback does help improve the feel for carving as well, and that goes for all the snowboards on this list. I think it helps give a really nice feel as you're initiating a turn and locking in and setting your edge. The Stingray runs a pretty average side cut, coming in right at 7.7 meters, giving you a nice comfortable feel at a wide range of speeds. And it has the narrowest waist out of any of the boards on this list, coming in right around 25 centimeters. And if you don't think the Stingray is the best size for you, check out some other similar boards on the Gentem line, like the Manta Ray, the XY, or the Baby Stingray. They design all their boards in just one size, but they have similar boards on the line as well. So make sure to check that out. All right, guys, those are my top 5 free ride recommendations for this season. I hope this video helps you out as you're out there looking for a new snowboard. If you got some value, please make sure to give this video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in a new video soon. See ya.